Let's go to the football field now because mandatory mini camps officially wrapped up this week. And so we play a game of how many days until? Well, 25 days from today, training camp opens and veterans will officially report. End of July, 31 days, NFL games will begin again with the Hall of Fame game between the Chargers and the Lions. And then 75 days from today, the NFL opens the season on Thursday with the defending champion Eagles taking on the Cowboys. Guess what we don't have to wait for? Our senior NFL insider, Jeremy Fowler, as he joins us here on SportsCenter. And look, the Dolphins have been trying to trade away their superstar cornerback, Jalen Ramsey, since the beginning of the offseason. What is the latest that you were hearing about Ramsey?
Yeah, Shay, did you say 25 days, by the way? We have like no summer. It's so short. But
I didn't mean to spoil the party here, Jeremy.
In that meantime, though, the Dolphins are going to try to trade Jalen Ramsey. This is the next domino to drop league-wide. When you talk to other teams, this is the next big move that is anticipated around the NFL. The Dolphins are optimistic that they can work out a deal with Ramsey. Nothing hard and fast development or imminent right now, but they've talked to multiple teams in recent weeks and months. The LA Rams are believed to be still sort of in the mix here. At least that's a team that others have identified as just the perfect fit. You know, they have a need. They're familiar with the player. They've won a Super Bowl with him. So we'll see. But the hang-up still is that big-time money he's got on his contract, $20+ million guaranteed for 2025. Teams have a hard time reconciling how much they're going to have to pay at that contract.
And he's not coming off his best year, right? Last year was the first time he missed the Pro Bowl since his rookie season, so something to keep in mind. Earlier this week, Jeremy, you wrote an article on ESPN.com essentially highlighting NFL executives and scouts' favorite moves so far this offseason. So let's run through some of those, and we start in New York with the Jets.
Jets are looking like a stable organization right now. A lot of people around the league are praising what the Jets have done. They feel like head coach Aaron Glenn, the new hire, will bring stability. He's going to get the best out of that defense that already is talented. Justin Fields is a good complement to Aaron Glenn because he runs the football, doesn't turn the ball over a lot. And then a big-time sleeper, tight end Mason Taylor in the second round. Some coaches I talked to had him as the second-ranked tight end in the entire draft class. And you got Aaron Rodgers there, so the Steelers feel like they're getting the best mental line of scrimmage quarterback they've had since Ben Roethlisberger years ago. They feel like he's going to make a huge difference. I've talked to a lot of coaches around the league who felt like this was clear-cut the Steelers' best option. He can still throw the ball really well. They know his mobility is not going to be great. As long as they can protect him, they should be good to go. But he will not be throwing to that man right there, George Pickens, traded to the Dallas Cowboys. This move got the full attention of everybody in the NFC East because he's a huge talent. The maturity issues have been there. The Steelers know about him. That's part of the reason why he was traded. But Dallas isn't so worried about that. They feel like they can maximize his skill set. He'll be on a contract year, highly motivated. But talking to people around the league, scouts, coaches, they feel like Pickens changes the math for the Cowboys on the field because he commands the attention of defenses because of his ability down the field. That's going to open things up for CeeDee Lamb. So it's a whole new look right now in Dallas.
You mentioned how he's in a contract year. Pickens is entering the final year of his rookie contract, so a little more bang for his buck this year, and you might have to pay him if he plays well, which, you know, Dallas can do. Jeremy, thank you.
Thanks, Shay.
Gotti back with you. Ravens are loading up on defense with the hope of finally unseating the Chiefs in the AFC. They recently signed Pro Bowl corner Jair Alexander. You see the reaction. Lamar, Jackson's old Louisville teammate, cut loose by Green Bay after a couple of injury-plagued seasons, and all smiles in Baltimore. Senior NFL writer, that is Jeremy Fowler, joining us now. How did this deal come together over the last couple weeks?
Yeah, Kevin, the Ravens actually first checked in on Jair Alexander back in March when he was available via trade, kept tabs on, and nothing came through. So then when he got cut, GM Eric DeCosta called that first day to gauge the market, and then he got heavily recruited by Ravens. Not only Lamar Jackson, his ex-Louisville teammate, but Ronnie Stanley, Marlon Humphrey, other Ravens were involved. Like, hey, man, we need you. You're a missing piece for us on this defense. So then it heated up. I was told he went to visit with the team Wednesday and was non-committal. He said, I just want to meet the guys, be around the team. A few hours later, he had committed. So I was told the Atlanta Falcons were a team that he looked at, as well as the Miami Dolphins. But in the end, Ravens were the clear-cut favorites.
Saw a lot of smiles in that camp this week with the news of Alexander joining the team. A lot of smiles in Hawaii because that's where the Rams are in their mini camp. What are you hearing about mini camp this week there for LA?
So really, this was just a situation where they were getting away and having a good time and practicing a little football, but they also need to see what they have at left tackle because Alaric Jackson, some blood clots resurfaced for him. That was an issue in the past, and so I was told from a source that they simply don't know when they're going to have him or for how long. He's hopeful to play in 2025, signed a big free agency contract. in the offseason. Big money, $57 million over 3 years. So he's the future there. We'll see. But they signed DJ Humphries, kind of a journeyman veteran, former starter in Arizona. They'll see what they can get. But then otherwise, it is all full speed ahead with that offense. You see that man right there, Davante Adams. This is interesting. I talked to somebody close to Adams who said that he was just thrilled to be a true free agent and to make sort of a selfish move. Sign with the team he wanted to, in an offense he loved, in a city he loves, LA. In the past, he was always tied to quarterbacks he had a relationship with, like Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, and he loved that time. But this was a chance where he could sit back and just say, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to go with the best play caller in the NFL, and Sean McVay, one of the best quarterbacks. He's thrilled. They're thrilled. And there's been a lot of sort of experimenting between Sean McVay and Davante Adams as to how they can use him. True outside receiver that can move inside.
Rams are really dangerous, by the way. Let's stay in the NFC West because the expectations are there for the Rams. What are the expectations for the Cardinals? They missed the postseason the last 3 years.
Yeah, so on offense, Kevin, they expect Kyler Murray to make a jump, and it's a jump he wants to make because he wants to get back to some more off-scripted plays. He told the media that he's at his best. Well, in fact, I checked in on that. I was told Arizona looked back at what Murray was doing a few years ago where he and DeAndre Hopkins would always connect on those off-scripted plays. They said Hopkins was elite at it, and so was Murray. So this time around in OTAs and minicamp, sometimes they would sort of break the play a little bit. He would jump out just to test and see where guys show up. Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride, see how the pieces unfold. So they're going to see a lot of that. The Cardinals feel like he's a better on-time quarterback than he used to be. So if he can combine that with more scripted plays, they really have something.
By the way, we saw Harrison jacked up a little bit, adding a bunch of muscle here. Keep in mind, Murray threw 8 touchdowns to Harrison last season when Harrison was just a rookie in the league. Jeremy Fowler with the very latest around the NFL. The NFL, Joe Burrow and the Bengals need to get out of the gate faster. They lost 4 or 5 to start last season, and even a 5-game winning streak to end the year couldn't get them into the postseason. Burrow had arguably his best season, but he knows team success is what's needed.
We know the stakes, we know the situation. I'm not sure pressure would be the word I would use, but we understand the spot that we're in, missing playoffs the last 2 years. We know the players we have in that room, the coaches we have up there. We know the expectations we have for ourselves. So playoffs, Super Bowl, AFC Championship, that's the expectation around here, so we got to get back to it.
Super Bowl champ and 4-time Pro Bowl tackle Orlando Brown Jr. joining us on the program. When you hear Joe talk like that, what's your first response with the expectations?
No, I feel that, man, because I think for us, as he mentioned, missing the playoffs, we set very high expectations for ourselves as a team and especially as individuals. Our quarterback that you just seen, I mean, he loves the game and he loves everything that comes with it, man. He sets a high standard and high expectations for us as a team and offense, and he's going to make sure we meet him.
What has really hurt this team are the slow starts the last 2 years. How do you avoid that in the fall?
Yeah, well, I think it's just the way that we've been continuing to attack the offseason. It'll be the way we attack training camp. I think we did such an amazing job, man, this offseason, just really putting ourselves in great position as a team to move forward, take the right strides, get better as an offense, get better as a defense, learn the system, and get better within that.
Well, it helps in the offseason, too. There's no distraction on the offensive side when it comes to the contracts. Yeah. You signed long-term deals with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but then on the defensive side, Trey Hendrickson not happy right now, doesn't have a deal. Shamar Stewart, unsigned first-round pick. How do you guys handle that distraction inside the locker room? Yeah, well, in the NFL, man, there's part of the things that just aren't in our control as players, and the business is the business. And so we understand that as a locker room. We have, as I mentioned, we got a very close locker room, and everybody has continued to communicate with each other. And I imagine that, the team will make sure these deals get done. What makes this